does it seem like snake? Is it like a jellyfish? Yeah. Yeah? Can your hair's cut, honey? Oh, look, who came to play? To the bookshelf? Oh, perfect. You can't cross that line, so you have to stay on that side. You're on my side of the line right now.
Hi guys!
Huz is here with me because I have been getting some requests to do like pregnancy update, vlog, video kind of things, and so we're gonna do that. I'm not gonna do it every week or anything. I just probably do it like maybe every couple weeks or every month or just every once in a while. And I'm a mess today. I'm like a serious mess. By the way, I'm wearing this lipstick. I'm also all over the place. I'm wearing this lipstick that's from the BoxyCharm this month. I'll link my video down below if you guys haven't seen it. Tiny little mini review. It's awesome. And I'm also wearing a really just sad outfit. I have like a Lululemon, what do you call it? Just a yoga top on, because I recently have discovered that I am highly allergic to polyester. And at first I was like, okay, no big deal. I'll probably just have to throw out like a couple Forever 21 shirts because I figured it was only in like the cheap clothes. Oh no. Like they're starting to put polyester in everything. So it's literally in everything and I have nothing left to wear. And Lululemon uses mostly rayon. So I'm hoping that I'm not allergic to all synthetic fibers. So far it's just polyester in a big way. I was on a little bit of a tangent, but I'm just explaining my appearance to you.
What else is new?
This is my husband Taylor. We call him Huz here on our channel, my channel. Actually I call him Huz all the time, in case you haven't seen my older videos. So we're going to do somewhat of a Huz does today. We're just going to do a pregnancy update, and it's going to be our first one, even though I am at 16 weeks today. I turn a new week every Tuesday.
So we read these exact same books the last time that we were pregnant. I don't think a lot has changed, but if you're going through pregnancy with your spouse or whatever and you don't know what to read, one that I'm kind of reading to Sarah and just when I can, that's for both genders, even though it's really directed towards women because it's called Your Pregnancy.
Yeah.
So it's not talking to me.
I honestly haven't even like cracked that one open this time though.
But this one's really cool because it shows, you know, like, it shows certain... Hey, this one doesn't necessarily, but it shows actual size photos of the baby. So, and it has a lot of good information. I mean, there are tons of good books out there, but if you need a good recommendation, this one has good highlighted information. And then, I mean, I always like the visual because that's how I learn things.
There's probably a more updated version though, because this is from 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And actually a lot has changed. Like when we were pregnant with Taylor, when we were pregnant with Levi, you couldn't find out at 10 weeks through a blood test what the gender is, and now you can do that. Like things are changing all the time in a crazy, crazy way. I mean, but as a general guideline, it's good. I also have, so that was kind of my book, and then he has his own that's more like from a dad's perspective. But I also have an app, let me just pull it up. I have a bunch of apps, but this is the one that I'm really using right now. It's called Baby Center My Pregnancy, and just kind of walks through what stage you're at. Right now it says 16 weeks, your baby is the size of an avocado, and then it has like little articles about different things that you might be feeling or things that might be happening this week or things that might make you laugh if you're feeling kind of crummy, and different like little photos and videos and stuff like that just in this feed here, and it just continues down through all of the different weeks. And
you know, I'm just realizing, like, as you're talking about this, I'm like, I'm so old-fashioned. Look at this paper book. Like,
I'm like,
you're like, oh, look at this.
21st century.
Anyway, quickly about the book that I've been reading. It's kind of more of a funny book. It's called Dad's Pregnant Too. And it doesn't go week by week, but it goes through just kind of tips for the guy to know, hey, expect this, or be sensitive towards this area, don't do this, don't say this, don't act this way, and you know, here's some good things that might make your spouse feel appreciated during this time of difficult I don't know if you've read too many tips that say don't do this, don't act this way, because it's not working. Charged.
Just kidding.
But I still freaking love you.
Okay. Overall with this time around, it's been a lot different than when I was pregnant with Levi. or maybe I'm just busier and I just don't really notice things, but I just feel like it's super just easy this time, especially now that I'm feeling a lot better. In the beginning it was kind of rough, just because, okay, where do we backpedal to? So I made a deal with God 13 years ago that I never have to throw up again. I don't know what my end of the deal was, but that was his end of the deal. So in that interest, I did a lot of research both last time and this time about like morning sickness, and a lot of times there's nothing you can do about it. I'm very fortunate in that I had a really manageable case of the actual sickness part. The fatigue and all the other stuff I had no control over whatsoever, but I did a lot of research about like what you can do to kind of like tone down the nausea and stuff like that, and this time around I basically found that in order to not be like nauseous constantly, I had to eat protein from sun up to sundown. And I quickly found that the best way to get the most protein in me was meat. And I don't really eat much meat. I'm not like a vegetarian or anything. I just don't really eat much meat. So it was kind of weird for me and expensive. I felt like a cave person, like thinking about like what animal I was gonna eat next, and like I would call Taylor on the way home from work,
sometimes felt like it was going to be me.
Should have been. I would call Taylor on the way home from work and be like, can you pick me up some chicken? Just get some beef, just get some meat, any kind of meat. I just need bacon, I just need meat. So that helped a lot, and it kind of got me through day by day. It really wasn't that bad. Overall, in terms of pregnancy, it's been pretty easy comparatively. So that's pretty cool. A lot of people are telling us that they think it's a girl. Everyone in our lives thinks that it's a girl. Taylor had a moment of weakness today or yesterday.
Last night,
where he wanted to find out, and I was like, we're not doing it.
The best thing to not want to find out is just to not think about that part of it. What I say is, like, you can't really manufacture that big of a surprise in life. I mean, you have just the craziness of having a child come into the world that you're going to foster and be a part of their life. And at that same time, if there's the added uncertainty of, oh my gosh, like, we will love this child no matter what it is, either gender, and just that emotion of having that surprise at the same time just makes it that much more... Was it not recording?
It was.
Oh. Just makes it that much more meaningful. Anyway, that's what I say.
It's just a cool surprise. It's like, to sum it up in 5 words, but it's just something else to look forward to in the end. Like, when labor starts and you're like, okay, I'm gonna have a baby really soon, there's like that extra little thing that you're like, and I still don't know what the gender's gonna be. How cool. It's like Christmas, you know? Oh. And I'm really nervous because last time when I was pregnant with Levi, I gained like a lot of weight, and I found out afterward that it was like pretty much water, because I came home from the hospital and literally peed out like 25 pounds in a week, which is bizarre. It's as weird as it sounds, literally. But I didn't realize that along the way, so I'm like, why am I gaining so much weight? Like, I'm not eating for 2. Like, I never ate like a ton. I'm not that kind of person, and I never have been. And so it was just really confusing. But the problem, I think, was that I wasn't drinking enough water, which I've always had a problem with. So my body was just like retaining fluids like crazy. So, but it wasn't cute, and I'm really nervous this time around, because if I gain a lot of weight like that again and then I have to come on camera, I'm gonna feel really weird about it. So,
you mad, bro?
I'm also thinking that this time might be a lot different, because back then I was not gluten-free yet, I was not dairy-free yet. We just basically ate like a typical American diet. Yeah, and I think there's a lot of sodium in things too, so I think that didn't really help my water retention situation. And now I basically eat plants and occasionally an animal product. So I think that should be a good recipe for success, I'm hoping. But if I start just getting really huge, please don't be mean. I could show you some pictures that I won't show you.
I think we should.
No, they're already on Facebook. A few weeks ago, maybe like a month ago, I got a blood test, because you always have to have your blood taken when you're pregnant. And it showed that my glucose levels were like a little bit elevated. which is totally bizarre and very, 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 very out of character for my body. I usually have, my blood sugar stabilized a lot, but it used to be extremely low. Whenever I would get blood taken, they would tell me to fast for 12 hours or whatever, or 8 hours, and I wouldn't because I couldn't. I could not go that long without eating, or I would, like, I don't know, disappear. So, like, I would just have breakfast, and then they would take my blood and be like, oh good, you fasted, by looking at my numbers, and I didn't. Like, they'd still be low for someone who had not, I don't know. Like, they would be low numbers for someone who had fasted, and I had not. So to see my blood glucose levels like be elevated was really, I don't know, I was angry.
Concerning?
Yeah, so they're gonna test me for gestational diabetes 4 weeks early. So usually they test at 24 weeks-ish. That's usually the earliest they test, and they're testing me at 20 weeks. So that makes me nervous because I'm like, I literally eat almost no sugar ever. Like, I just eat plants, and that's just about it. I'm hoping that it turns out okay, and it really bothers me that you have to drink that glucola, I think they call it. It's basically just like sugar, like saturated sugar water. I'm taking that test in about 4 weeks, so I will update you on that. Anything else that you want to mention? I don't think we're gonna talk about names.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Okay.
We probably will.
I have feelings about naming. Okay, even if we knew the gender, I think that people who name their baby before their baby comes, like, I just don't, there's nothing wrong with it. That's your style, but I could never do it just because when Levi was born, we were pretty sure we wanted, if it was a boy, we wanted him to be named Sawyer. That was like our #1. Levi was somewhere back up on the list, and then he was born, and I was like, I cannot, in good conscience, name this child Sawyer. He's just not a Sawyer. He's not. Like, so if we knew he was a boy and we had already, like, painted Sawyer on his nursery wall and, like, got him blankets embroidered and stuff, like, I mean, I would be, like, in a struggle. Like, we have all this stuff that says Sawyer at home. We kind of have to name him that, but I don't think he looks like a Sawyer at all, and I will feel weird about, so I don't know. I just could never, personally, I could never do it. I know it works out for a lot of people, and that's cool, but we do have a name that we really like for a girl. And boys, I'm not even thinking about boy names. I'm just not, so.
But we're probably gonna have,
girl.
Yeah, we'll probably have a list for each gender of names that we like, so we're not just grasping for.
Yeah, because when Levi was born, we basically went through our list. We're like, does he look like this? Does he look like this? No. Does he look like this? And we finally were like, he's Levi. That's what he is. He didn't have a good name for like 2 days, I think. Something like that. Anyway.
But Levi was on the list.
Yeah, it was on the list for sure. Anyway, I hope that you guys found this interesting. I doubt that you did.
Sorry, I'm invading this makeup channel.
Don't be a brat.
What?
So that is it for our 16-month, no. People want to see a bump shot, and
okay.
That's the bump you get. You can have that one. I have a weird thing about that, but I guess I'll do it. Taylor says, in his words, he says, you gotta give the people what they want. So I guess I'm gonna do it. Just know that it's really hard for me to do. I have like, I'm really uncomfortable with like that part of the body. I'm extremely uncomfortable with it. I have been since before I can remember. Like when I was a little kid, I don't think I said the word stomach until I was about 15. Because I just can't, like even every time I say it now I cringe. It just, I don't know. I'm just weird. I think it has to do with my emetophobia. Anyway, you want to see it?
Yeah. Yeah, there's a bump.
Is it visible?
There's a baby in there.
Yeah. So that is 16 weeks. The second time around, and I think subsequent pregnancies, you always grow faster. So I definitely did not look like this at 16 weeks last time, but it's kind of cool, right? Yeah? Cool? Okay, bye. Oh shoot.
Is that how we're ending it?